Welcome to 4 Minutes Closer to God. My name is Doug. This segment, I'm going to be discussing the harrowing of hell. Have you ever heard of that? Harrowing is like plowing up and moving along, getting rid of, hastening forward. The inhabitants of hell, but also the idea is that in Jesus' time between his death and his resurrection, he was still busy. So he wasn't just getting unwound from the burial clause. He was going to Hades, where prison souls were imprisoned. And in some traditions in Christian history, it was understood that he went to speak with Adam and Eve and to lead captivity captive or take them out to be with him. And so that was a possible answer to the question of 1 Peter 3:18 to 22 that talks about Jesus going and preaching to the spirits in prison who were there at the time of Noah, where the world was flooded, and Noah and his family were the only 8 people saved. So Noah and his wife, his 3 sons and their wives, and so they are saved from the flood. They are the ones who are left behind when the punishment of God comes upon the rest of the world. And so it's posited right now that the earth would have had a population similar to what it is now at the time of the flood. And so God could only find this one righteous person, Noah, who would then be able to save humanity in the ark, along with 2 by 2 animals, except for the ones used for sacrifice. And then there were 7 of those, doves and sheep and the like. And those animals were brought onto the ark and saved through the punishment that God was putting upon the rest of the world. And so in Noah's saving us, souls in hell who need to be preached to. And so one of the ideas was that all the people who were drowned in the flood, their souls were ready to be given the message of Christ, the gospel message that he would come down, and then those who accepted at that point would be saved, and not from the physical death that they had experienced, but from spiritual death that was their destiny. And so in this, then, we will see the harrowing of hell become this emptying of hell from the people who would have been considered just, or who would have turned to Christ in the time available to them. So that's an answer that God knows, and I certainly wouldn't. And so the harrowing of hell that way is human spirits. But the other idea is that the harrowing of hell is Jesus going down to proclaim to the spirits who were cast into the prison, the spirits who were of the fallen angels and the hybrids thereof. That was a proclamation of his victory. And so Satan is trying to defeat God and his way for the salvation of humanity by the death and resurrection of Christ. And so Satan thought he had a great victory when he had Jesus crucified, but little did he know Jesus in the crucifixion would go down and proclaim, no, what Enoch had told you, that God has not found a way to save you, you cannot be redeemed, you cannot be bought back from this state that you have chosen. Jesus was making that proclamation doubly real to them, and so they no longer had a hope. And so he was proclaiming that to the spirits in prison, who would then, at the end of times, yet future for us, be cast into eternity of darkness.